Okay. Make sure the stream's working like it should be. My volume is turned down appropriately because I was jamming out while doing the dishes. Alright. Whoops. Should have been loading in when I started the stream. Out there, kitty cat. Okay. So this fight last time killed Sela. So to be a little bit more careful. Which I guess he didn't really only be so careful.
The light. Take you.
Slice. Behead. Yes, behead.
This is how it feels.
May I see your entrails, please? Let the attack commence.
This has a really good heal with that potion.
They'll beg me to stop.
And we took the same amount of damage in return. And we healed for the same amount of damage.
I'll rip you apart.
Hey Matthew, welcome to the stream, man. Ooh, nice hit, Sela.
Into the fray.
Okay, we took a small beating, but no one died, so that is a massive improvement from last time.
This way.
Hey man, welcome to the stream. Alright, so I believe it's yellow, blue, red, yellow. And I would be right. Yeah, when I first played through this game, I completely missed those pictures as I was looking at the map the wrong way.
Wherever my legs carry me.
And so I brute forced my way through it.
Am I not?
Which is not the ideal way to do it. Oh, you're fine. You might be able to speed it up if you drag the buff bar, whatever it's called, forward. I know sometimes for streams I have to do that.
Forwards? No, backwards. Backwards!
Yeah, sensitive to evil, but she's missing a big red flag over here. Okay. Bit of radiance, 1 to 8. Same stuff.
Trail me.
Yeah, and my connection's not consistent either, since my PC's still on Wi-Fi. Eventually, I'll route my Ethernet cable up here. Because my router and modem are downstairs, my office is upstairs. Since the kid took the nursery, which used to be my office. What was I doing? Oh, yeah, equipping potions.
What's in wait for me there, I wonder?
Alright, so most of this has been cleared out. I think, really only have the last stretch to go. Yeah, it's a Radiance. It does eventually become a Holy Avenger, though you can do the opposite.
Wherever my legs
Radiance does have an alternate fate, if you so desire. But yeah, it levels up throughout the game. I think it's only a... I don't remember, maybe it's only a +5 for the main character, or for Sela, but +6 for the main character. I think if you're a paladin, when you first find it, you can turn it into a +1 right off the bat.
Quick, else we miss all the fun.
But I could be mistaken. Yeah, Sela has it equipped.
No reason to pause.
No, you don't start with one as a paladin. Maybe in the tabletop, but not
Forwards.
on this game.
No, backwards. Backwards.
All right, so we get up to the top of the stairs and we'll buff up the upcoming fight.
I will help where I
Let's
can.
shake a leg.
What's on your mind? I wonder.
A bright future awaits us.
Really should have popped that earlier, because Bark Skin lasts for a while. 10 minutes per level. That's okay. Alright, that should get us through this fight. You're descendants of Crusaders for sure. I feel like Sapa Malek could just tell them the truth here, and probably a lot easier to convince them what to do. We'll do a Demon Mythic Path I liked last time. To think that knocked all of them unconscious, we didn't have to fight them. I don't actually remember the beginning of my first playthrough what happens with these guys. And Lan has come to help. Yeah, Wonderwog definitely does not help you. The fight is harder if you side with Lan.
Save the last one for me. I'll cut you wide open. The world in crimson. The spirits demand your blood!
Now
no match for me.
Alright, how are we missing this? Arm class is only 21. Still have to roll a 10. Yeah, Lan is a bro. I think Lan is the Ekondayo of this game.
I'll tear your throat out.
Die! Die!
The inheritor, guide my blade.
You are today's sacrifice.
This is not my time yet. They didn't have a choice. They were forced to do it.
I do wish Harem was in this game. He would have been a good recurring companion to have. Though he wouldn't have made the most sense. I think Ekondayo probably would have made more sense. Depending on the choices at the end of Kingmaker, of course. But
Keep telling yourself that, Lan. There's always a choice. They could have chosen to die, but now they're going to live and become stronger. I know that from personal experience.
Shut up! You're not just a traitor, you're a monster! The young ones, they believed your stories, and you lured them to a demon and watched them eat human flesh!
I was trying to make them strong. What have you done for them? What were you doing while I was looking for ways to bring strength to our tribe? You're useless, Lan.
I led by example! I trained. I tried to become stronger so I could go to the surface and maybe do something worthwhile with my stupidly short life. And I will do it. I might be the one to bring our whole tribe to the surface. But you? Why would you want any power that turns you into a monster? These young guys and girls, they trusted you. And they were turned into mindless animals, ready to eat corpses at a demon's command.
I can't do that, Matthew. This playthrough's been flawless so far. No one's died yet. Had a couple KOs, but
I went through the same
nothing too
ritual
shabby.
as them, and I didn't become an animal. I conquered my anger. The anger that has been building and building in every one of us for decades. Unlike you, I have no intention of just lying down and politely accepting death. I will rise above all this, while you'll still be stuck with your pride, chewing on rats.
Have you ever played an MMO, Demon Ace? Or even an ARPG like Diablo? If so, then you face a random number generator.
Who do you want at your side? The person who betrayed the demons to follow you? The person who will do everything you say and bring glory to your name? Or this trash?
Was it Tyrael's Might, and there was a... what's the other really rare item? I think Tyrael's Might is up there as the first or second most rare item in Diablo 2. And there's another one I can't recall the name of.
It's gone. It was just there, and now it's gone. It's gotta be some kind of demonic trickery. You need to have a cleric look at that.
Diablo 3 doesn't have a random number generator. It just throws legendary items at you left and right. I know it's hard to get the item that you actually want, but it's not that bad.
As if you know anything about demons and their powers. Some dark force cast its gaze on him and chose him from among all others. There's magic inside this uplander that is beyond your meager understanding. And all you have to say is, go see a cleric. You're pathetic, Lan.
Yeah, rune words are something else.
I just kept going until I found it. You can find a way into anywhere if you try hard enough. And besides, I also remembered some of this traitor's stories. At least some of them were true. But that doesn't matter now. We need to tell Sol everything, and then we need to get out of here.
Yeah, I had some fun with Diablo 3 after the Reaper of Souls update. I played it when it first came out. In fact, I even pre-ordered it because I was a huge fan of Diablo 2. Oh man, I just couldn't get into it. I played through it with every class when it first came out. I was in Pensacola for school in the military. That's all I did was play Diablo 3, and it was not great. Then I stopped playing it, and about a year later, I hadn't logged into a Blizzard account in like a year and a half or something. I got it. I tried to log back in. It's like, oh, maybe I'll try Diablo 3 again. And my account was banned for botting, which I've never done before. I hate the idea of botting. But and I appealed it, but I still didn't have access to it. I do have access to it now. A little while ago, I think with the announcement of Diablo 4, I appealed it again and got my account back.
You think you're the one going to the surface with them? Isn't that sweet? Better to serve a strong master than to eke out an existence in a dark hole with no hope. I am of the Neathers. Our lives are short, but we are hardier than humans. I realized a long time ago that I was capable of more than this life offered, and I follow whomever is the strongest. You scared Zabamelech. Hosilla has fallen. Now, I wish to serve you.
Oh, I was in the Marine Corps.
I thought you were proud of your heritage, but you're willing to crawl on your belly before anyone who's even a little stronger than you. You say you didn't become an animal? What a joke! Only animals pledge their allegiance to whoever has the sharpest teeth. Oh, but what am I saying? Even cave spiders are loyal to their mother. You're even lower than that.
Yeah, except for these two, I feel like are more opposite, where I feel like chaotic good and chaotic evil mesh better together than true neutral and neutral evil.
Oh, so now you think you know everything about me. You're one of the best hunters in the tribe. It benefited me to ingratiate myself with you, so I acted in a way that pleased you. And the Uplander will get the windwag that he wants to see. I'm willing to do anything to get out of this hole. And you're willing to do anything too. Don't try to hide it. I know you, Lan. I've had time to study you.
I just noticed she has a ring on a necklace around her neck. I'm wondering if it's addressed in her companion quest. Or romance.
I'm going to the surface only because my time has come to leave. The Uplanders are in danger. They need all the help they can get. But I'm only risking my own life. See the difference? I'll do whatever the Crusade asks of me, but I'll never be like you.
Zabamelech is always in need of new servants. You'd make as good a servant as anyone else, and then... once you've gone missing in the maze, not even the redoubtable Lan would have dared look for you.
But then why did you come with me to look for the sword?
So I could kill you quietly if you found it and stop you taking it to the village, you idiot. I would have told everyone that you got caught in a cave-in. But then the Uplanders showed up and I had to change my plans. I don't regret what I did. I met you. Just say the word and all the Neathers will be yours. I'll bring them to you if you take me with you. What you saw here, they will become stronger. They will be an army unlike anything ever seen before on Galarian. Our lives may be short, but while we live, we are faster, deadlier, and harder to kill than most. I am offering you an army. An army that will win you land, power, and everything you desire.
An army of cannibals? Are you insane? You want to turn them from rational beings into rabid beasts that only want to kill. They will be slaves, and you will be their slave driver. Is that the kind of power you're so desperate to gain?
I went through the same process they did. The beast raged inside me, my mind was foggy, but I have an iron will, and I never back down. I snatched victory from the jaws of insanity. If there are any individuals worthy of becoming my officers among those Neithers, they will be able to do the same.
That's a good question. I mean, he's stronger than her, right? I mean, she just submits to whoever is more powerful. So she probably would, and then probably just assume that it's a test of some kind.
Yes. Hosilla found me in the caves. I was lost and hungry, and she offered me a choice. Die as a nobody, or live and gain the power to change everything. Savamelek tore off a piece of an Azimar priestess's thigh. A big, juicy piece. More meat than I'd ever received in the tribe. That was the first time I knew what it was like to be happy. To have a full belly. I swore to myself that it would always be that way. Then the madness and rage took over. I came very close to turning into an animal, no better than the weaklings you saw in the maze. But I am strong. I mastered myself. I brought myself under control. I fell so that I could rise again.
Get out of here, bud. What are you doing? Cat's trying to put his tail in my hot chocolate.
You should have chosen death. Dying's better than living like that.
You're saying I should have died that day, Lan. But then who would have listened to your feeble jokes? Who would have showed you the best caves for hunting? Who would have made you a man?
I would have been fine without all that. And without you. Your death will make the world a slightly better place, Wenduog.
Look, isn't our Lan sweet? Look how his eyes blaze as he speaks of murder. And we were so close, too. Tell me, what do you think he'll do to you if you fail to live up to his precious ideals? It was simple. I lured those I deemed worthy into the maze. To the rest, I told stories of the horrors of the maze, making them stay away. It all hung in the balance when the cave walls shuttered, and many of the young ones decided that the time of their great exodus had come. I had no doubt that Hosilla would dispatch a dozen young Neithers easily. But what would become of the maze if all the tribes poured in? So when Lan ran off looking for the Angel's sword, I went after him. Not to help him, but to make sure that the sword never reached Neithholm. It's a pity that you got involved and stopped me from killing him. But then again, the evening gong has not yet been struck.
You sicken me.
Then you know which one of us you need. Take me with you, and I will give you an army of Neithers.
Don't fall for her empty words. Wenduog despises everyone but herself. As soon as you show any weakness, she'll betray you, just like she betrayed us.
That is the reasoning of a weak person. A strong person does not fear, they act. You can ask me, then you know which...
Up there on the surface, the Crusades are still going on, right? Since I'm a mongrel, that means I've got Crusader blood in my veins. You could say it's my destiny, even. Anyway, I'm ready to do my duty. And all of you Crusaders get rations, right? With vegetables? Well, I'll be killing demons and be well fed for doing it? That's not life. That's a dream come true. I'm sorry you trusted Wenduog instead of me, and that you didn't show the light of heaven to Sol. But she can be very persuasive. She honed her skills on all of us in the tribe. I'm asking you, believe me when I say that I won't let you down. I have nothing to lose down here apart from my chief's distrust and my friendship with the giant roaches. I'll do whatever the crusade needs.
I wouldn't call them zealots. But yeah, you choose between Lan and Wonderwog.
Are you really that desperate to go to the surface, Lan? Why didn't you run away before? You know why. The Uplanders will never accept us. Don't pretend you're going for food rations. Then why? For death? For glory? If it's death you seek, you're sure to find it.
That's interesting. I missed this last time. But Wonderwag does have a pretty good read on Lan.
Maybe I'll be able to find something on the surface that you can't get down here. Like a way to help the mongrels. A way to stop our tribes from having to follow scum like you.
You think I'm just a freak from the catacombs. But Neithers are faster, stronger, and tougher than you Uplanders. Take me with you, and I'll build you an army of Neithers. I'll lure them out of this hole, we'll round them all up, every last tribe, and perform the ritual. And then, you will be a power to be reckoned with on the surface. Many of the Neithers will be no better than the mindless beasts we encountered in the dungeons. But there will also be those who can overcome the fog and be like me. I will lead them into battle, and you will command us all. You trusted me from the beginning and hid the angel's light from that idiot Sol. Keep listening to me, and a glorious future awaits us. The power you demonstrated, it was incredible. It swept Hosilla aside, it sent Savamelek running. I will follow you wherever you go.
Alright guys, we just broke new ground. My rescue cat just got in my lap. He's never gotten all the way in my lap before. I'll take a picture for posterity's sake. He's gotten halfway in my lap before, but never all the way. So this is a big day. As even after our altercation this morning, where I dropped a phone, scared him when he was eating, he was not happy about it.
I hope we're not taking this girl with us. She'll sell us to the first demon she sees.
If we're befriending monsters in order to fight the demons, why not join forces with the strongest of them? Isn't that the rational choice? They're both equally hideous. Neither of them will improve the aesthetics of our little band.
You're making a mistake. If some priest ever winds up down here, I'll ask him to pray for your soul. But I doubt it'll help you.
Who cares what you think? The Master has made his choice. Lan knows too much. He must die.
He's always been very skittish because he was, we found him out, I'd say the wild, but he was in a campground and took him in. We only had him for a year and a half. He's always been a little skittish, but he's become very friendly with me in general.
You're right. I know everything. And I also know where I'm not wanted, so I think I'll just go and have a chat with Saul.
But he's never gotten all the way in my lap before. He's made his way right on over.
Yeah, if this is you in a good mood, then maybe I'm lucky we're parting ways now.
Oh, I have no idea if she betrays us still. I mean, I would assume so. But maybe not, since we keep a closer eye on her.
He got away. Don't worry, Lan. I'll get you.
Yeah, he has come a long
Wait
way.
here, Master. I will bring Sol and the other Uplanders. We'll make sure that everyone knows that Lan failed to save anyone and fled like a coward.
He has a couple things wrong with him we're still trying to get ironed out. But yeah, he's doing good. No, I'm not gonna be chaotic. Well, maybe. I'm just gonna be chaotic for the sake of being chaotic. Whatever's the funniest option is probably what I'll go for. Alright, so I'll probably rock this for a little bit. We didn't identify it. I think it has a, like a charisma effect or something.
Only you deserve my obedience.
Trail me.
Alright, quick save. We're gonna grab all of this stuff. And go sell it. Yeah, no, this playthrough's been extremely smooth. And right, we try to get his teeth removed because he has a gum infection. And his teeth are just rotten, the ones he still has left. And since he has FIV, he can't be around the other cats because if he bites them, they'll get FIV. Shouldn't need that, or that. For those. Woljif comes with braces of armor +2, so we don't need that either. Yeah, so we should be set.
What's in wait for me there, I wonder?
While the survivors wander the dungeons, the battle on
Take
the
care, man.
surface rages on. The warriors of Canabris are trying to defend the wardstone, but their strength is flagging. Their resistance is valiant, yet it will all be in vain if no one rises up to turn the tide.
There's another braces of armor you can find. 'Cause I had 2 my last playthrough. So, she'll still have bracers she can equip.
This way.
Yeah, we're hoping to get the heart and kidney issue resolved so he can be under anesthesia to get his teeth removed. Because then we can introduce him to the other cats. I mean, he might be fine now. He's very soft. But it's still not a risk I want to take. Oh, she gets so long.
By the goddess, Nevi, I'd almost lost all hope.
Yeah, he only eats soft food. He has regular soft food in the morning, and then there's like a high-protein, kidney-specific food he eats in the evenings.
Everything's fine, Beth. I'm here. I'm here. This here's a new friend. He rounded up those of us who survived the fall and led us up to the surface. Without him, we'd never have made it out.
And of course he gets insulin at both meals as well.
Let me introduce you to my wife, Arabeth Tirabade, head of the Eagle Watch.
Until the army arrives, I'm the temporary warden of Canabras. And you're just in time. As you can see, we're in the middle of a battle. And thank you for getting Anevia out of there. The Grey Garrison. Until recently, it served as barracks for the Crusaders, but it's now been taken over by cultists.
So the spelling of Grey with an A is the American spelling, where if it has an E in it, it's the English spelling. That's the only difference between the two spellings of Grey. It's a little trivia for you.
When the demons attacked the city, their main target was the Wardstone. I trust I don't have to explain to you what the Wardstone is and how important it is to the Crusaders. We must retake it at any cost, or the fall of Canabras will be the beginning of the end of the Crusades, and with them, the rest of the world.
When I was younger, I thought the Grey with an A meant it was like a lighter gray, and then the Grey with an E was like a darker, like a smokier gunmetal gray.
I see that you had a difficult journey to the surface. You need to rest. But there's a lot riding on this battle. I have no right to command you, but I'm asking you to help us.
I'd assume with an E, or both, maybe a combination of both. I don't know, I'm not an expert on Old English. I took Latin, though. Not that it's helped me a lot since I took it.
Very good. Report to me in full when we get back to the Defender's Heart. It's our temporary headquarters. Right now, the most dangerous cultists are here. The ones occupying the Grey Garrison. Most people in Canabras think that the children of the First Crusaders are simply a legend. Other people say that the day you emerge on the surface heralds the start of the end of the world. I'm not superstitious, but the situation is apocalyptic, all right. Having a living legend on our side can't hurt.
I see you are in serious need of help. You're in luck. If my master is with you, then I am with you also.
The city's gone. Most of the defenders, including the Dragon Terendelev, fell in the first few hours. The civilians either fled or died in the chaos. The place is overrun with cultists and demons.
I think it would have been a fun class to take, except for my class was uniquely not fun. I took it for 3 years, or 3 semesters, whatever. And every class of that specific professor, who was a sweetheart, very, very good, well-intentioned lady, but everyone would drop except for like 3 people per class. So they just assigned way too much work, and it was very, very difficult to keep up with.
Don't talk like that. Canabras hasn't fallen. Not while it still has defenders like you and me.
Where was that at? No, just most of the defenders fell in the first few hours, including Trendilev.
Sweet words don't change the grim truth.
Yeah, I mean, I don't trust Wonderwag anyway.
No, she's right. Thank you, Knight. Until we no longer have the strength to hold a weapon, until Iomedae abandons us, we will fight for Knobris. The Ward Stones are a gift of Iomedae. Created personally by her herald, a mighty angel, and a general of the Celestial armies. The Ward Stones keep the World Wound from expanding. They stand along the border of the territory controlled by the demons, creating a barrier to keep them inside. The Knobris Obelisk was the first to be placed. It is the key to the whole barrier. We cannot leave it in the hands of those monsters from the Abyss.
Yeah, I should have taken Latin in high school. We had the option, but I took Spanish instead. Which was fine the first couple of years, but then the third year in high school, the teacher was just an absolute joke. She didn't teach us anything. She just had us color. It was a coloring class, and we didn't do anything. Me and a couple other teenagers, we'd translate the first and last sentence of like the paragraphs we're supposed to translate and just write nonsense in the middle. And we all came away with an A+. Like, she didn't grade anything. She didn't do anything. I have never met a more worthless teacher in my life. Sky High. Oh man, I haven't watched Sky High in ages.
The demons have long laid siege to Knobris, but this time, their lord Dascari appeared in the flesh. He ripped the ward stone from the ground and hurled it halfway across the city to here. I thought the stone was destroyed, but it seems all is not lost, yet. Dascari has gone, but the ward stone is surrounded by a horde of those creatures. What are they going to do to it? Nothing good, that's for certain.
Yeah, and also if I'm harder to hear, I have to sit a little bit further away from my microphone because my cat's in my lap. Oh, hey, Rick. Now, be careful which series you treat as training videos. My first Let's Play of Kingmaker was a little rough. And I would not recommend it to someone trying to learn the game because I was trying to learn the game. Yeah, and it was the first class of the of my day as well. But she wouldn't let you sleep, but she didn't do any, like, we didn't do anything else in class. I just wanted to sleep through it. I mean, she kind of put up a good fight. She fought to the death.
But how did he do that? He's a demon! The Wardstone should have burned his filthy hide!
It should have. But what happened, happened. We don't know why. That's the spirit! You, take Anavia to the rear. The rest of you with me.
Well, that's how you build up a threat. It's really a silver dragon wouldn't have a chance against Dascari anyway.
I'm not prepared for this.
Lord Horgus Gwyrm, forgive me. I did not
I think it makes
realize
sense.
we had civilians among us. My people will escort you somewhere safe. To the extent that anywhere in Knobris can be said to be safe right now.
I say make Worm fight. Need all hands on deck.
Wherever my legs carry me.
Oh, is she? I didn't realize there's a difference. I guess it does make sense. Dragons become more powerful as they age.
The heartbeat quickens.
No glory without risk!
Burn!
the Crusaders get in there. I don't need to be on the front line. There we go, we identified it. So yeah, lands a hit on a new enemy for the first time. The target receives 1d6 negative damage, and all of the enemies in a 15-foot radius must pass a will saving throw or become frightened for 1 round. That's a really good +1 weapon.
Forwards? No, backwards! Backwards!
Especially since it has that AoE effect.
Not this time.
Roll to 1.
I hope you appreciate this.
I go for the 60% and we got it. Oh, this game. Who knew recruiting for cults was so easy? Hey pal, you want to join a cult? Well, golly gee, man, sounds like a swell time.
Do not waver.
All right, let's go fight these guys.
I'll rip you apart.
Alright, that should fear a handful of these guys. Yeah, I didn't think about equipping this glaive during this fight, but it will make it a lot easier.
I'll cut you wide open.
The hell begs you to stop.
I don't like my main character being focused. What's going on with that?
See your entrails.
Spirit will demand your blood.
Attack commence.
You are today's sacrifice.
Die, die, die!
Go for their hearts. I'll cut you wide open.
I'll rip you apart. Into the fray.
Burn! Slice! Behead!
The spirits demand your blood.
Kill is for you.
Hey, seriously, that glaive did some serious work right there. Well, in Warhammer 40k and in Warhammer Fantasy, I mean, their lives are just so miserable. That chaos might actually be a better alternative for a lot of them.
Trail me. What's in wait for me there, I wonder?
But chaos in Warhammer Fantasy is mostly the Northmen, who, I mean, that's just part of their culture. Of course, some fall to chaos in the South as well. But in 40k, I mean, they just live such miserable existences, grinding away in factories day in, day out,
This way.
eating, you know, corpse starch and all that. Yes, was it Rip Wolfram? I am using a two-handed. Right now I'm using a glaive, but I will be using a two-bladed sword for majority of the run. I'm just using this glaive through the these early parts because it's better.
Wherever my legs
Forwards! No, backwards. Backwards!
Yeah, I'm still split how I'm gonna play my character in Rogue Trader. If I'm gonna be a devoted servant of the Imperium, a heretic, or I might just play somewhere in the middle of the road. Yeah, I know. Most of them, a lot of them still worship chaos, but it's not.
What's this? Do we have
I know it's
guests?
split. It's not a blanket statement.
Just in time. The place is a bit of a mess, and I haven't even poured the blood into the goblets yet. Why don't you... Oh,
Yeah, I know there's plenty that fall to chaos in the south as well. And a lot of the times it's, I mean, it's just be for power or whatever. Like the one elector count in Mark of Chaos, he falls to Nurgle. He doesn't have a good reason to.
what an unexpected surprise! Staunton, my little sweetheart. Long time no see. I've missed you so much. Have you missed me? Admit it, you missed me terribly.
Minago. You again, you wench!
Minago, the one who... Be careful. She's one of the deadliest creatures in the whole demon horde. She was once responsible for a massacre in Knabris. She must be back to finish what she started.
That option's so funny.
How rude! You're one to talk, mortal, with a face that even a mother would loathe. Staunton, sweetie. You're not going to let your friends speak to me like that, are you?
Well, Minago is Lindsay in Kingmaker, so if you watched anything from that recently, I'm sure she's been in other stuff as well.
That wench? She's the one who led me astray. She's the reason my life has gone to the abyss. She's the reason why Dresden fell.
Oh my, like butter wouldn't melt. What I remember is how eagerly you would run to our trysts, how you begged to see me again, how you promised you'd do anything I asked. By your own free will, you said this. And now you claim that Dresden fell because of me. No, my dear. That was entirely your own doing.
I'll beat your lying lips into your filthy throat!
Now, Staunton, don't say things like that. Not about these lips, the ones you kissed so sweetly. Staunton, dearest, don't you love me anymore? Remember how good we were together? I was so hoping that we could patch things up.
I hate reading these lips or those lips. It gives me flashbacks to Other Side, was it Bishop boss fight? My first guess is they're playing turn-based and they just they have two custom-made characters, but he probably answer better than I can.
I'll kill you!
You'll make a fine trophy.
May I see your entrails, please? Let the attack commence.
Take you! They'll beg me to stop!
Die! Die! Die!
No match for me. You are today's sacrifice.
Burn! Slice! Behead!
Main character. I only got a single hit in that. No, he did get one hit in. I saw one enemy run away in fear. Alright, so we're a little encumbered. But I don't want to leave anything behind. We don't have a fight ahead, so it doesn't matter.
Call me again if you need to.
Hi.
It's a story. You leave via the story. You don't actually exit yourself, so you get to take everything with you.
Congratulations. You made it all the way here. This is it. Your precious ward stone. But what are you planning to do now, I could kill you where you stand. But wouldn't it be nice if you could die in battle like heroes? No. I want you to die in despair, scrabbling around like rats in the blighted ruins of your city, blind and broken, your flesh scabbed and seeping, and every moment knowing precisely what was done to you.
And then even if you want to take everything with you, you just drop it on the ground, and when you leave an area, it gives you the option to take all, so you can still travel while over encumbered. Really no reason to ever leave loot behind.
There isn't a soul that can resist the temptations of the abyss. Even a stone can be turned. I'm not joking. Your precious ward stone, weakened from the injury inflicted by Discari, has almost succumbed to my charms. Soon the whole barrier around the world wound, the gift of your useless goddess, will be a weapon of the abyss. Just a little more, and boom. Every city with one of these eyesores stuck in the middle of it, from Canabras to Nerosian, will turn into smoking craters, and all the mortals into red sludge beneath our hooves. So you have a choice. Especially you, my pet. Kiss me on my dainty hoof. Pledge your loyalty to Baphomet. And when the world falls, its ruins shall be yours. You've already forgotten me. You mortals have awfully short memories. Even shorter than your little lives. Staunton, sweetums. Don't you want to introduce me to your friends properly? No? Well, I'd better do it myself. I am Minago, Lily-2 and faithful servant of Baphomet, and leader of his armies. The city is mine now. I'm just starting to settle in, get things just how I like them. But once I'm finished, I promise you, the results will be simply to die for.
And it was such a charming little place until you sullied it with your presence. It had such lovely boulevards, quiet and shaded. You took those away from me, and I shan't forgive you for that.
They've done much worse things than spoil the promenades. All the people they've killed.
Yes, of course, you're right. I grieve for the common folk as well.
Well, quite what am I doing to it? Probably the same thing I did to many of your comrades. Sweetly and tenderly persuading it to abandon the mortals and join our side.
Prepare to fight to the death, demon! We won't let that happen.
Yeah, I picked the demon path last time. I think that the angel path actually makes more sense. And since I picked the evil path before, I think going the good path will balance out my chaotic neutralness anyway. But the one-liner here makes more sense. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I got that last time. It's actually easier to fail that check than to pass it.
Hey, no eyes! Didn't you tell us that heaven had turned its back on us and no one would come to our aid? I'm done with this shit! I only followed this hoofed menace because I thought the Crusaders had it, and there was no other way to protect my family. But now I see that there is hope. I won't bow before these heinous idols ever again. If they kill me, at least I'll die a decent death.
Yes! Return to our side, friends! Have courage! We will welcome you back, and heaven never abandoned you, no matter what this deceiver told you.
Turncoat, I'll cut out your heart.
We'll see how tough you really are. We let you frighten us once, but it won't happen again.
Let's shoot at them!
They'll
Oh, so you do actually fight on the angel path. Interesting.
Go for their hearts! I'll cut you wide open! No match for me!
Don't worry about me.
Okay.
May I see your entrails, please? The attack commence.
I think he's just to win this fight, though. I mean, I don't think there's any way I can hit her, right? Yeah, armor class 36. Take out all the cultists, though. Let's loot. There we go.
I'm tired of playing around now. You want to know what will happen when I'm done with the Wardstone? Here's a little demonstration.
Yeah, that's something that Disco Elysium handled, I think, just phenomenally. Was the failed checks. Yeah, so I want to take this option. We should get a buff next time we fight her. And maybe every time we fight her. Because you fight her 2 times after this.
I will dig out holes where your eyes should be and pour hot coals in them.
I do wonder if it's possible to win this fight. I mean, it seems very unlikely considering the armor class and the spells she has at her disposal. I feel like I remember hitting her in my first playthrough, but I'm probably mistaken. So I thought I hit her and that's what triggered the cutscene.
How inventive.
Powerless rage. I love it. Threaten me more.
Sorry, I got all that sweet loot, so we'll make a decent chunk of change. Right out the gate, maybe even buy that ring for Camellia first thing.
Praise Iomade, you woke up. Healing your wounds was easy, but you were unconscious for so long I was starting to worry we'd lost you. We couldn't stand up to the demoness. Her spells were too strong. It's all right. We'll handle it somehow. You blacked out, but Staunton and I managed to get you here to the Defender's Heart. It used to be a tavern, but now it's our headquarters. We're gathering our forces here, and we're preparing to strike back. Demons have been filling Canabras with their spies and infiltrators for a long time. Unfortunately, I don't have enough people to attack the place right now, at least not blindly. I'd be grateful if you snuck in there and scouted out the situation. But just scouting. Don't be a hero. Bad, but not hopeless. We're constantly getting news, and new sources of resistance keep springing up in the districts where everyone seemed to be dead. The survivors are gathering here. You should see them. Their faces, their eyes burning with determination. The city is destroyed, but our resistance is not broken. We will keep fighting. You heard what the demon said. They're going to desecrate the Wardstone and blow up the whole barrier around the World Wound. That would be an even worse disaster than the World Wound's expansion before the Second Crusade. Not only Canabris, but every city with a Wardstone will be destroyed, including the capital. We can't allow that no matter what. We will retake it, even destroy it if we must. Iomede's gift must not become a weapon of the Abyss. The Wardstones are a gift of Iomede, created personally by her herald, a mighty angel, and a general of the Celestial Armies. The Wardstones keep the World Wound from expanding. They stand along the border of the territory controlled by the demons, creating a barrier to keep them inside. The Canabris Obelisk was the first to be placed. It is the key to the whole barrier. We cannot leave it in the hands of those monsters from the Abyss.
I don't think Owlcat even knows if they're going to make a third Pathfinder, because they're doing Rogue Trader next. They also have the Season 2 DLC for Wrath of the Righteous. I heard there's a rumor there might be a Season 3, depending on how Season 2 does. So I think Wrath of the Righteous will last a little longer than Kingmaker did. Kingmaker, I think, got cut short anyway, because Owlcat no longer has the rights to Kingmaker, so they can't update the game any further. It's no longer their game, basically. That's why we don't see some of the updates from, like, Wrath of the Righteous being implemented in Kingmaker. Yeah, Warhammer Fantasy would be good. There's a few Warhammer Fantasy games I want to play, like Chaos Bane, which I think was a pretty middling ARPG, but it's Warhammer Fantasy, so. I think they sold them. Don't quote me on that, though. I'm not entirely sure.
First of all, we need to decide what to do with the stone once we get it. What I'm about to say is classified.
They went through a publisher with that game. I think that's what happened. Because they went with, what, Deep Silver as a publisher? And I think they got the rights to the game in that transaction.
Examine the Wardstone, and he raised the alarm when his study was
If when I gathered it wasn't necessarily an amiable split.
He had found some damage or flaw.
But again, don't quote me on that. That was just my interpretation.
Prelate Hulrune dismissed his words as nonsense, borderline blasphemy. But between you and me, the prelate's opinion isn't worth much. I think the storyteller knew what he was talking about. We could use his advice right now, if only we knew where he was. I remember the storyteller spent a lot of time talking to Staunton, a dwarf from my unit. You saw him during the demon attack. The elf asked him about the history of the Crusades. Maybe the storyteller told Staunton something about where we could find him if anything happened. There's another problem. After the attack, the demons began to gather their forces at the Grey Garrison. It'll be even harder to take them with a head-on assault. But I once heard soldiers talking about a secret entrance to the garrison. Trouble is, I have no idea where to look for it. While you explore the city, please keep your eyes open, in case you find something we can use. And one last thing. The Eagle Watch has lost a lot of soldiers recently. Some were killed, but others simply haven't been seen since the attack. In the chaos that is now Canabris, it's next to impossible to confirm anything for sure. One of the missing fighters is Janna Aldori, a new recruit in the Watch. She got along well with Sela, and she often went drinking with her. I honestly thought Sela and Janna had died together. But now Sela's returned with you, and there's no sign of Janna. If you learn anything of her whereabouts when you're out in the city, please report back. May the goddess help you. We're still fighting, which means that Canabris still hasn't fallen. If you come across any groups in the city that can fight, send them here to the Defender's Heart. We'll need every fighter we can muster for the final assault.
Oh, and another really good Warhammer Fantasy game is Vermintide. And Vermintide 2. The art direction of that game is phenomenal. I think the gameplay is really good too. I've put quite a bit of time into both games. If you like Warhammer Fantasy, you might like Vermintide.
Yes, one more thing. If you're in the area, check out this address. It's our house. Mine and Inevia's. Well, it was our house. If the building is still standing, open the hidden compartment in the kitchen. It's filled with supplies for a rainy day. You can take whatever you find. You have more need of it.
Well, you didn't miss Wrath of the Righteous by much. But yeah, they're good games, so I'm glad you found them. They're currently my favorite games. Not of all time. That distinction goes to KOTOR. Alright, let's go and equip some of this stuff. Identified off the bat? No. Talk to a merchant real quick. Should get some loot.
Trail me.
I think because Janna Aldori is related to the Aldoris, who are a important family in Restov. So she's nobility. It could also just be someone whose name she remembered. Alright, so there's the fan quest. Didn't need any of that. All of this should now be identified. We're also all leveled up, which is great. Raw attack on attack rolls. We'll give that to Wendewag, our backup DPS. Bane, we'll give that to Sela. Magic Missile. I mean, no one... We'll probably give that to Ember. Or Darren. Wasn't there a better helmet for her? Yeah, we find a +2 charisma pretty early on, but she can wear this for now. Whoops. Too far back. Damage rolls against demons. Heroism spell once per day. Oh, damage rolls against swarms. Might give that to Sela. That should work with the Red Dragon helmet. Knowledge World, Knowledge Arcana, Lore Nature, and Lore Religion. Who has our best checks for those? Probably my main character, but I might give it to Wendewag instead. Well... Actually, I think it might be Camellia. She doesn't have Arcana or World. Or Sela. Gonna give it to Camellia, though. That's actually a pretty hard call. Alright, let's go level up. Yeah, I'm hoping Baldur's Gate 3 is good. Alright, so we get our first sneak attack dice and a feat. Athletics, mobility, trickery, perception, and persuasion. Go ahead and grab accomplished sneak attacker here to give us an extra sneak attack die. So we have 2. And a ton of damage for this stage of the game. Alright, Windwag. Feet and armor training. Nature and perception. So you can grab the throwing axe, weapon focus. Because we know where a +1 throwing axe is at, and I'm going to try and get to that sooner rather than later. Alright, Camellia gets a feat. Could do weapon focus. I might go for... What does she have? Oh, she already has skill focus trickery. Okay. What is her other skill? Mobility. I don't care about that one. Okay. So do I want to hit more often, or do I want to go for shield focus, buckler? I will go ahead and grab this. Though it is a... yeah, no, that's fine. I have more spells. Let's go ahead and equip those while I'm thinking about it. Let's see. Round 2. 8 is good. And bull strength is all she has here. Bark skin is also good, but we have natural armor on most of our characters. So not yet. We'll stick with aid. Alright, and Sela. Aura of Courage, very good. Mercy, and Divine Health. She gets a bunch of immunities right here. She's immune to fear. And then immune to all diseases. So 2 immunities right off the bat. High Persuasion, War Religion, and Knowledge World. We'll go ahead and give her a longsword focus, because there's a couple +1 longswords you can find early on. And we'll just lean into that. And fatigued. And Die Hard is... oh, Die Hard, again, I've mentioned it, might be worth it in this game. Also, look at the tiny cat. I gotta speak to our companions real quick. I do like how you can call out her, her weird battle cries.
Wherever my
oh yeah, he owes me some money too. Aw, man, I didn't pass it this time. That's okay. So we have a decent amount of money right off the bat. I do think that buying... where is it at? Icy Protector is good early on. That'll give Camellia 2 more natural armor. She getting this? Or nothing's overlapping. Yeah, okay. Yep, 2 more. Awesome. Have that. Alright, looking good so far.
No, backwards! Backwards!
Oh, I had no idea. Well, I'll definitely do that next time. Poor High Lore, man. Like, High Lore is definitely the NPC I'm most sympathetic towards in this game. Alright, what's that? Oh, Wendwag. There's a lot to say. I should be reading this because I haven't read it before, but might do it later. Okay, that's everybody up here. Let's head down below. Create our next companion. Oh yeah, was it... Gonna loot all this stuff.
Trail me.
Alright, I don't remember the exact order. I think it's...
What's in wait for me there, I wonder?
Is it up, up, and down? Up, down, down. Yeah, there we go.
This way.
I just remembered you didn't have to click on all of them. Yeah, so there's the +2 to charisma for Sela. Which means I can have this. See, and it gets rid of all my headgear, which I don't care for. Alright, so that fixed it. Well, not that time. Oh, when I do this, I do... No? I just want to turn off the helmet. I thought you could do this. I did it last time. It still showed my chain shirt. well, it's fine. Yeah, Hylar is definitely the, my favorite story in the game, for sure.
Hey, Chief! Hey, quit bothering the decent people in here, Woljif, or I'll knock your teeth out!
What's it to you, Delvin Dum-Dum? You were told to guard me, and I'm not stopping you. But no one told me I had to shut my trap. Woljif Jefto. I deal in useful things. I can get you whatever you want. Anything. But there's just one problem. I'll lay it out for you. Simple job, 30 minutes tops. We go someplace, talk to someone, and in return, whatever you want, I'll get it for you. Some extra rations? No problem. Armor, weapons, scrolls, you name it. It's as good as yours. If you need my help with something, whistle and I'll be there. I'm handy enough with knives too, and even my magic know-how isn't too shabby.
What a load of guff! If you were good at magic, you wouldn't be stuck in here now, would you?
Don't you listen to him, Chief. He'd find fault with the Queen herself. I'll be useful to have in battle, and I'll sell whatever you want at a reasonable price. It's your lucky day. You won't meet another gem like me in Canabras. Does it really matter? Don't get hung up on the past, Chief. Don't look to the future. Live in the here and now.
He was caught thieving.
Get me out of here and I'll tell you. And don't worry, it's not contagious. That's easy. You know Irabeth? Feisty looking gal, always wears armor. You can't miss her, she's the meanest fighter in the whole city. When you see her, put in a good word for me, will ya? Tell her there's this guy Woljif locked up for no good reason in the Defender's Heart. Well, for the follies of his youth. And he really wants to get out on bail so he can keep up his good behavior and make a contribution to society. Got that? Will you do it? I knew I could count on you. Knew it the moment I laid eyes on you.
Forwards! No, backwards. Backwards!
Alright, another companion added to the, well, soon to be added to the party. Big ol' shiny golem. I have a lot of money left over. No sense in buying anything yet. There's plenty of stuff we can find instead.
Trail me.
There's any loot up there. No reason to head up there yet.
What's in wait for me there, I wonder?
Well, it's 9:30 p.m. here. So.
Well, you must be a smooth talker. Come on, Delvin. Get these bracelets of yours off me. I'm going free.
You're sure to regret this. This tiefling will fleece you for everything you've got. Mark my words.
You're a bitter little man, Delvin. Petty and mean. You can't even be happy for me, can ya? I pity you. I'll leave you alone with your sad little soul. So long. And now, Chief, straight down to business. You see, I'm one of those guys that people around here call thieflings. We just call ourselves the family. After we knocked over that shop and I got stuck here in the Defender's Heart, a little bird told me that Big Sister Charisme wanted to see me. That she had some questions to ask me. You following? Now, she won't be asking me questions like, Woljif, how'd you manage to get out of this one? Or, Woljif, you're so thin, didn't they feed you? No, something serious has gone down, and I just know they want to try to pin something on me. I can feel it in my tail. So, I knew right away that I couldn't go alone. You turned up just in time, Chief. You don't need to do anything when we get there. Just stand behind me and look mean, and I'll handle the rest. Somehow. Let's go, I'll show you the way.
Alright, so knock out that quest real quick. There's no fighting involved. And it gets us a decent weapon. So I'll probably use the Marching Terror for a good portion of this early game. That fear effect is really good against these cultists. Once you start fighting more demons, that's less the case, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. So I'll probably swap between Marching Terror when we fight groups of enemies and Finnian when we're fighting a single target, so I get more attacks off. Whoops. Almost got rid of him.
My legs carry me.
Okay. Make sure he has his spells equipped. I don't really care for Burning Hands. Well, should have unequipped it. We're not going to rest, so... At the very least, he could have used it on a swarm.
Forwards? No, backwards. Backwards!
I'm playing an Imitator. One of the Slayer archetypes. And we're building for two-weapon fighting using a two-bladed sword. So I am using a glaive currently because it's really good. And you get that sweet bonus in the shield maze from the Tome of the Minotaur, Sermons from the Labyrinth. So you get the +1 bonus to attack and damage with glaives. The fear effect on that glaive is just too good to pass up at this stage of the game. No, it doesn't preserve the spell slot. Unfortunately.
What's in wait for me there?
I did that last time too. It's like, I don't want Burning Hands, and then I was just short a spell for no reason. So. Okay, so we're on a time limit. I think we have about 3 days. We won't be resting at Defender's Heart. I can help it. Gonna have him copy some of these spells to his spell book, because he'll be our part of our A team. We'll make sure he has some decent spells equipped. I can have this well, and that should do for now. Well, do something like that. Yeah, I had the same thought after the fact. Actually, I meant to... We'll swing by Defender's Heart again on the way back towards Market Square. So I will pick up some Alchemist Bombs for the swarms. Yeah, it is, isn't it, Matthew? Okay.
This way.
So she won't let us try to open this door without yelling at us. No reason to try. Some other good stuff. Also make sure that our party is organized how we want it. Yeah, I might still keep it like this. And have him kind of run on the flank. That'll also give me time to decide what I want to do with him, whether it's casting spells or go in and swing away. Yeah, it did. It was a 2-day and 9-hour rest. Feel bad going back and forth right here. I don't know if this quest is impacted by the attack on the tavern, but I want to do it anyway so we can get our hands on Finnian. At the very least, Woljif, or better yet, Wendawag can use Finnian. So I'll be using the glaive for right now. Then we go get that +1 throwing axe from Market Square, but she doesn't have 2-weapon fighting yet. So that won't be as good as I thought. We get 2-weapon fighting next, but she still has to level up first. Yeah, I know he has to be recruited. Okay. Another hour journey to the north, I think. But it's worthwhile.
Forwards! No, backwards. Backwards!
Yeah, we'll swim by the Fallen Horse on the way to Market Square. Because you only access the rest of these locations by going through Market Square. We can do these real quick. That's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hours to do this quest. That's okay, because only a couple locations are actually affected by the tavern defense. The Tower of Estrad, the Blackwing Library. That might be it. So we don't even have to do Market Square. We just do the 2 big locations first. But we go to Market Square, we drop the bridge, and then we go to these other locations and come back. I think that's the way to handle it. We can grab Ember while we're at Market Square, but we don't have to do anything else. That might be the optimal path.
Hello? Is anyone there? Please get me out of here!
Got our Pipe Fox,
Pull me out!
Knowledge Arcana, and Perception. That might be for my main character, right? 5 and 6. Oh no, that's for Woljif. Hands down. Oh, I didn't pick it up.
Together,
Is anyone
we
there?
stand.
Trail me.
Get me out of here!
Might be trap, might be treasure.
What's in wait for me there, I wonder?
Free at last. I thought I'd be flattened like a pancake under that rubble. Much obliged. Damn, I'm not in any pain, but my head is still foggy for some reason. What's with all the hubbub in the city? The name's Finnian. I'm a Pathfinder. If there's anything I can do to help, I will. That's right, Finnian Dismar, Pathfinder and Crusader. I roam around the world wound wherever my tasks lead me. Scouting mostly, but this last while I've just been hanging around in Canabras, waiting until I'm needed again. I'm bored out of my mind, but at least this shop makes for better lodging than some inn. What's that supposed to mean? I just told you. You want to know where I hail from, is that it? Well, I'm from around here, actually. We Helots of the Star Eye clan fled when the World Wound troubles began. But I couldn't stand by while the demons wreaked havoc, so I came back.
Yeah, no, I do want to try and fight the Nabasu. But if I knock out the other locations, if you go to Blackwing Library and rescue the Storyteller, they'll take you back to Defender's Heart. I don't know if time passes when that happens. I assume that it does. But it might not. It doesn't say that it does, if I recall. So that might be the way to do it. Go to Tower of Estrad, take care of that. Go to Blackwing Library, rescue the Storyteller, go back to Defender's Heart via the dialogue. Turn in the Tower of Estrad quest to Irabeth, then head back out to Market Square and clear it out after you buy some Scrolls of Death Ward. I think that is a fantastic plan. I came up with it myself. It only took me 2 tries.
Or did you mean to ask about my weapon of choice? My best weapon is every weapon. I'm a skilled and capable fellow, if I do say so myself. I can swing a sword and poke with a spear, but what I am best at is communing with the spirits. They call folks like me phantom blades. It's like a spiritualist, but with a twist. It means that some spirit took a liking to me at some point, and it can turn into whatever weapon I need. Handy, eh? I don't need any whetstones or enchantments. Doesn't take up space either. Although, to be fair, it's not a barrel of laughs. The spirits that bestow this kind of power don't come from happy places, and they're not exactly bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. They usually appear after great battles that leave few survivors.
Ooh, favorite companion in this game. I have a harder time picking a favorite companion in this game over Kingmaker. I enjoy Lan. He's a bit of a bro. I think Woljif is a well-written character. Personally, not necessarily my favorite. I think it boils down to interactions a little bit more in this game. Like, I really like the dynamic between Garen, Ember, and Greybor. I think Rezel's a good character. Yeah, it's a tough call. I think all the companions are just a lot better written in this game. They're a little bit more diverse. Oh, I don't hire mercs unless I absolutely have to. Which I've only had to do in Kingmaker one time because I couldn't unpolymorph one of my companions.
Wait, what? The last thing I saw was some thieves breaking in here. And then the guards came, everyone was running around. After that, it's a bit of a blur. Right when things got intense, they dropped the cabinet on me. I couldn't even help the owner. I was just lying under the shelves like a dimwit until you came along.
Oh no, he's lawful evil. But I think he's a well-written character. And definitely one of the more interesting ones in the game.
If there are demons in Canabras, we must do something about it. The city needs every blade it can get. Hey, do you mind taking me with you? I don't think I can handle this alone. And besides, the more the merrier. I've been waiting here so long I don't even remember anymore. Just sitting and waiting for any word from the Pathfinders, but it looks like everyone has forgotten about me. The shop owner is an old friend of the Pathfinders, so I've taken up residence here.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Nenio. She's pretty fun too. Mostly for her interactions with some of the demon lords. I think it's the hardest I laughed in this game besides one-shotting some Baylor demons was when Nenio met Baphomet. Oh man. So I might bring her along for the Ivory Sanctum later on.
I swear you won't regret it. I can do all sorts of things. Is there anything your party is missing? A sword, a spear, a bow? Just say the word.
A +1 throwing axe is actually what we're missing. I've read all this before. Oh, yeah, we might have a better one-handed weapon for her backup, in case we get attacked from behind. Also, I should probably give her heavy armor as well. No, I sold everything. Well, that's fine. Use a shield with a throwing axe? You can! I never even thought to try that. Look at me. No, you can swap Finnian around as much as you want. Yeah, he's good for sealing up weaknesses in the party. Alright, so there's an athletics check. You can waste time here if you don't succeed.
Did you see?
But we succeeded, so it didn't matter.
I am helpful, am I not?
Yeah. Something like it.
This way.
Alright, Woljif, you try. Failed all my checks, so... Alright. I would recommend playing through Kingmaker first.
Wherever my legs carry me.
No, alright. It depends, are you playing on PC or console? Because Kingmaker will not get any more updates on console. So if there's any issues you come across, it won't be fixed. If you're on PC, I would recommend Kingmaker first because... once you play Wrath of the Righteous, it may be difficult to go back to Kingmaker, because Wrath of the Righteous has added a lot of mechanics and quality of life features, mythic paths, things like that. And Kingmaker does have replayability, but Wrath of the Righteous has a lot more replayability. So once you play Kingmaker and then move on to Wrath of the Righteous, there's really no reason to go back, unless you played through all the mythic paths in Wrath of the Righteous. I didn't even think about that. I didn't think that it would interact with Finnian like that. That's interesting. I don't know, every game that Outcats put out, you can. Alright, now apologize to me too. I didn't pass it this time either. Man.
Forwards? No, backwards. Backwards!
Now, what is that? I am helpful, am I
Well, thanks,
not?
I am you. I appreciate it. I always say make sure you take care of yourself first. We didn't pass the perception check here, did we? Do I have a way to increase it? Al's wisdom. Do I have any? I don't. I don't necessarily want to come back. I've never failed that check before.
Trail me.
Did I save before I went in there? If I did, I'll just reload it, I think. It's only... Wait, where is this at? Oh, it's 23. Okay, that's a different one. Rolled a 1, 13, 7. Ledger, and it has money. Money's the big one.
Wait for me.
Because I think there's money in there. I do wonder what you find if you're able to sneak in there while she's here, but I don't know if her dialogue is triggered by stealth or not.
This way.
We'll just come back here once we get the means to increase our perception check. Let's make a note of it. Because all you have to do to reroll perception checks is have a way to change the value of your perception. So a potion or scroll of Owl's Wisdom, which increases your wisdom score, which increases your perception, might be enough.
Psst, look, Chief, I got something to show you. Ta-da! A real beaut, isn't it? Oh, that cuts me deep, Chief. You and I saw who the traitor was. It's just that when we robbed the shop, I went in first and took what I wanted. Nothing wrong with that.
Oh, maybe that's what I'm remembering then. Because when my Cavalier round, I think I passed the second persuasion check.
Although, of course, I did think about hiding the moon and just taking myself off somewhere warm when all this blows over. But only because I want to see the world. Is it a crime to want to travel, huh? Is that what counts for treachery these days? Since that night, Chief, Melround didn't even set eyes on it. While he was dealing with the golem, I sneaked past them, and that was that.
I see this name. I don't think it should be pronounced Melround. I think it should be Melroon, but what do I know? I didn't come up with it.
Do you really not remember it? Oh, I thought you would appreciate it. It's from the old man Fileman, the owner of the Ancient Trees and Wonders shop. It's the pride of his collection. The Moon of the Abyss, an amulet with a rare crystal crafted by an unknown maker. When I think of how much this thing is worth, it makes my head spin. Thieves have their ways. Psst, what? So she would slay me right away, you mean? You saw how antsy she was over Canabris and all this. So I did it. I took the Moon of the Abyss. But I didn't go to Erebeth, and Big Sister wouldn't hear my explanations. She doesn't have the time. I even thought I'd hide the moon somewhere, and then when all the noise had died down, I'd go get it and make a run for it. I'm sick of the thieflings, and they never appreciated me anyway. Why, he asks? It's expensive, pretty. And you know, it's my amulet, actually. Not meaning I stole it, but I mean, this is my inheritance. My grandma and I were poor. All we had was a jewelry box with the moon in it. She used to store it under the floor in the basement, and she'd take it out sometimes just to look at it. She was always nicer when she had a few drinks in her, so I could ask her things then. One time I asked where she got it from, and she said it was from a demon. You know, the demon who was my grandfather. He said the moon was to be passed down. My mom was good for nothing and nobody, so that's why Grandma decided to keep the amulet for me. She used to say it would be mine when I grew up. But she couldn't wait until I grew up. She squandered my inheritance when she became a drunk. Took it to Fileman's shop and pawned it. He gave her some coppers for it, and she didn't even haggle. Just grabbed them and ran back to the tavern before last orders. I've been going to Fileman's to look at the moon ever since I was a kid. He chased me away, but I just kept going back, so eventually he gave up. He didn't skimp on security. The place was like a fortress, so he wasn't worried about a street rat like me pinching anything. Even when I got more skilled, I couldn't get any closer to it. One day, I had no one to go with. Another day, there were only oafs who'd never stolen anything more than a church donation box. But when Charisme had planned everything out, I realized I had a chance to get the moon and move away from here. Maybe to Garen. I hear it's warmer there. I've stayed with the family for too long. Family, friends. You know, some people don't believe in gods, so gods don't exist for them. And I don't believe in family. All that heartwarming talk about sticking together. Ugh. People like to say those things, but when push comes to shove, Sister Charisme used to say that us tieflings were one family, and you see how that turned out. And did you hear that excuse for an apology? I did the right thing, and I was right to want to run when I just planned on stealing the Moon of the Abyss. Everything turned out as it should. Whatever you think, I owe you. I'm not just a thief, I have my own business selling things. Thanks to you, I'm still in the family, and we have the black market sewn up in this city. It's a good way to sell valuables. So, if you need anything, a scroll or something, just say the word. I have a little portal to our people in Nerosian. You put a note there, and you get what you need. I can't get you anything big, but what they do have is all high quality. Nothing's too good for you, Chief. What's mine is yours. For a price, of course.
Alright, nothing there worth keeping. Some decent stuff here. Wand of Grease is worth buying right here. Wand of Sleep, maybe. I mean, it's another form of crowd control that we could try. I don't usually have a lot of luck with sleep, but won't hurt. And then some Alchemist Fire and Acid Flasks. A little pricey, but it'll help against the swarms. From now on, whenever a Pathfinder game comes out, I'm going to stock up on bombs early on. Absolutely no reason not to. We only need one of these equipped at a time. We'll start with Sleep and work our way towards Grease. Have some of those on hand instead. Okay.
Wherever my legs carry me.
Not much of a wine drinker myself. In fact, I don't drink a lot of alcohol in general. Used to drink a bit more when I was in the military. Then I didn't touch it for like a year and a half or so. Once I got out. And then I do it socially. And a lot of people say that.
Let me draw the first blood.
The Inheritor, guide my
The spirits
blade.
demand your blood.
Cover me, all right?
His death gurgle. Yeah, hopefully I don't need it for this run. Yeah, well, it was... I did it partially because I turned 21 when I was in the military. I joined when I was at 19. And then, the Marine Corps is a big drinking organization. You know, the whole thing is the Marine Corps is founded in a tavern. So it comes with the culture. Cobra blood. I used to open up my nights with an AMF. But even then, I only drank when I went out. Or at the Marine Corps ball. But I don't know, I was never really invested in drinking. Most alcohol tastes terrible. The only alcohol I seek out is a Bahama Mama, specifically the iced version, not the liquid with ice in it. Ugh. Because I was a big fan of Scrubs. I'm still a big fan of Scrubs. I love the show. And Dr. Kelso drinks all those Bahama Mamas when they go to the Bahamas in this show. Take care, Matthew. Yeah, I'm about to wrap up the stream here shortly anyway. I also need to get to bed.
Pretty good, aren't I?
Yeah, I mean, I've had some, like, IPs and stuff I've liked. Regular beer, not a big fan of. Despite that, Guinness is probably my preferred beer. Heineken's pretty good, too. Some of the more niche stuff, like local breweries, can be good. But even then, like, I'd rather have a Coke or something. Actually, Sprite. I'm a big Sprite guy. And root beer. Love root beer. And, like, sarsaparillas and stuff like that. My buddies and I, we made mead back in the day. Which is fermented honey. Alright, we'll do this fight real quick.
You are today's sacrifice!
I don't think Woljif can actually get involved here.
Die! 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 Stab you or zap you? Why not both?
Yeah. Marching Terror is going to be fantastic in this run for the early game. I heard that some people that don't drink it regularly thinks it tastes like medicine. I don't know. I really enjoy it.
Forwards! No, backwards! Backwards! Trail me.
Alright, it's gonna pull back here so we don't risk aggroing any more enemies. And then I'm actually gonna wrap up the stream. And we'll continue tomorrow where we left off. Go grab this real quick. thanks, IMU. Hopefully we can make the next one. I try to stream every day from 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern time. And, but this Sunday I won't be able to stream. Because I have bowling. But take care, everybody. Hopefully everyone else enjoyed the stream as well. Stay safe, stay classy. I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Should probably make another save, just to be safe. Let's do Trickster 2. There you go. Alright, take care, everybody. I'll see y'all tomorrow.